After a long, barren spell that stretches back 88 years, Stockport County and Manchester City are about 5 minutes away from competing together on the same stage in league action at Edgeley Park. The atmosphere is something quite special, and both sets of supporters have experienced these games between each other in a friendly context many a time over the years, but that was when Manchester City were in the top flight and Stockport County were in the 4th division. And there's at least one generation, probably two now, that are looking forward to this game to rest pains and agonies that stretch back to the school days when everybody they met was either a Manchester City or a Manchester United fan. In those days, being a Stockport County supporter meant you were one on your own. That's not the case anymore. And these two sides meet on level terms, and despite the fact that there are 11 points separating both County and City, and County have the edge over their main road rivals, this has the atmosphere of a cup tie. Perhaps not surprisingly, a massive contingent from about 5 miles away, making a lot of noise. The Manchester City supporters away to our right. Gary Megson is able to welcome back Sean Connolly. He was injured in the first quarter of an hour of the victory last Saturday at Crewe. He was replaced by Tony Dinning, but he's fit again, so Connolly starts. So too does Tony Dinning, and he's favoured in place of Kevin Cooper, as Gary Megson, former Manchester City player of course himself, is favoured in place of Cooper to do a man-marking job on one Georgie King-Cladsley. In an otherwise pretty familiar lineup for Stockport County. And of course in goals for the home side is a self-confessed Manchester City supporter, Eric Nixon. He will have his mind of course on keeping a clean sheet, as he did last Saturday against Crewe. But the danger man, and the man that comes with all the reputations, everything before him, is Georgie King-Cladsley. That's him in your picture now. He's a man that County will need to be aware of, but of course they mark him out of the game at the expense of all the others, of course. Tremendous atmosphere. The biggest league gate at Edgeley Park for a long time. Shit. Well, I think even a Martian turning up from the moon on a quick visit would appreciate the importance of this game. Certainly for both of them, for different reasons. And for Stockport County, their recent home form that's seen them undefeated in the league so far this season needs to be maintained. Gannon came in once, but his ricochet was taken away from him. That's a great tackle by Michael Flynn. Gannon in the way as well. Good early tackle by Flynn, and we've enjoyed that. First touch from Alan Armstrong. Took a deflection off on. Did well with his clearance, and he'll get City to throw in the corner. Gannon penalised. Challenge on Dickoff. Hedgehog can do that as often as he likes this afternoon. Brilliant play by Armstrong. There's no way the ball was going out. Wickens was trying to let it do so. Michael Flynn will come forward. First chance that he's got to launch one. Half cleared. Oh, what a rasping effort. Oh, he scored a couple of spectacular goals since he's arrived as the Stockport County record signing. Well, if that had hit the back of the net, could have Another good jump by Jim Gannon. That's a good ball inside, a good turn as well, and a foul conceded. And a free kick to Manchester City. Goldrick and Kincladze. Russell, no way through. Poor ball, easily cleared. Not very well cleared though. City quickly gain back possession. Cook. Good play by Cook. Throw into Stockport County. Tremendous atmosphere around the place. Nothing more than an up and under, but it'll cause problems. Throw to City. Great challenge, great challenge. I don't quite know what Russell was expecting then, if he was expecting to just walk through as if the defence didn't exist, but that was a great challenge. Referee well placed, ignored the appeals for a City free kick. Tom Bennett. Michael Flynn forward. Angel just can't get there. Flynn again. Tom Bennett. Oh, brilliant play. Brett Angel took it past Vaughan, but unfortunately ran the ball out of play. Tom Bennett in the way, battling, having got in way of the attempted clearance. Jim Gannon. Oh, great flick on by Alan Armstrong. What a beauty! Oh, what a beauty! I waited all my life for that. What a screamer! An absolute screamer! Well, as goals go, in itself was magnificent, but the fact that it came against City the way it did, what a magnificent strike! What a great start! Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. County again. Armstrong. Great ball inside. It's away for a corner. Brilliant in-swinger. Nothing the defender could do. Sean Connolly had made his way right inside the 6-yard area. And what a magnificent strike.
You're joking! Oh, this is incredible! And can you believe the County fans are chanting easy? Alan Armstrong, it's 2-0!
I just can't believe this. What a start. What a great start. There's a long, long way to go. There's only one set of supporters as you can hear now. I'll tell you what, that first goal. Oh. Believe it. Tony Vaughan with the free kick to Manchester City. Time for Searle. Armstrong again on the chase. Again, the chance not being taken that the ball had enough on to run beyond the goal line, and Stockport County will get a throw in. Flynn comes forward again. Third goal now, and I'm going home. Oh, didn't get a touch off anybody, it's a goal kick. Free header for Jim Gannon. Straight into the path of Connolly. Armstrong just had to stretch to get hold of the ball. Oh, great header. Well won by Tom Bennett. And Gannon really hungry for to win the ball, County. They look sharper in the tackle. No foul. Connolly's up on his feet. Brannan involved and good control by him. Dickoff works his way across. Goes for the return. Great block. Challenged by McIntosh. Oh, and it's just over the head of Craig Russell on the far post. Nixon had come near, the ball was played deep, just beyond Russell, and away for a County throw. Well, quite unbelievably, only 11 minutes of the game gone. Over his shoulder from Brannan, but no real direction in where it was going or who it was going to. Surely a foul on Angel from behind. Quite rightly spotted by the official. Captain Kit Simons. It gets penalised and it's a free kick to Stockport County. Good control. Now runners around King Clancy. He's had to hold the ball up and wait for support. Showing plenty of trickery. Goes for the return. Oh, he surely looked for that. Well, he should get a yellow card for that. It's disgraceful. I'll tell you what, I was at least 50 yards from that, and that wasn't even worth a 3. That was a scandalous attempt at a free kick from a quality player. That was a disgrace, and the referee quite rightly ignores it. Brilliant. Well, City, in their attempts to try and get a little bit physical, are causing 1 or 2 fouls illegally. Tom Bennett will go across to take the resulting county free kick. Bennett will take the throw. Big players are still there. Oh dear. County getting themselves in trouble. Good clearance from Jim Cannon. Binning. Oh, and he's well, he did well until he slips. King Clancy. Little dink into the county area. Cool as you like, but again, County, their own downfall. Hedghill. Nixon down well. It's the first thing he's had to do, and he did it well. Attempted cross from Richard Hedghill, and the clearance from Nixon not the best. Martin Margerson with the clearance. No foul. Goal kick decision could have been a lot worse for County. Another foul to County. Cook. No offside. Oh, in fact, there was an offside. Quickly taken by Cook to Alan Armstrong, but yellow flag was up. Free kick quickly taken. That's an awful, awful ball. Ironic cheers. Another good header. Angel got a knock just after he played the ball. Good interception. The break's on. Alan Armstrong. His tight angle. He's on his wrong foot. The defender did well to leave it. It was a scuffed effort in the end, and applause, quite rightly so, from Alan Armstrong. He was pushed a little bit wider than he would have liked, onto his wrong foot as well, and it went in between defender and goalkeeper. On our way for a goal kick. Could have been worse for Manchester City. Great header. Header won well by Michael Flint. It's the kind of challenge that you expect. Well, I'll tell you what, it's about the 5th time in the game that across the back City, they just have not been able to find their own player. That's an equally poor ball from one of County's defenders, Sean Connolly. Almost fell to Alan Armstrong. Connolly. Close! Well, I'll tell you what, doesn't need asking twice to have a goal. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. He's yet to score a simple goal yet, Cook. I'll tell you what, he's already more than repaid his massive fee. Certainly for Stockport County anyway. Bennett. Connolly. Jim Gannon looking to set the ball into the corner, but only finding touch. Vaughan takes it quickly. And City getting themselves in trouble. Brennan with not as much time as he would have liked. Vaughan again plays it long. Well, at the moment, even balls at County have got absolutely no right to win, and they're winning. The captain. Good play by Brennan. Nixon's come, bounce almost beat him, it was the only thing that was going to. Great play by Tom Bennett, cool as you like. Connolly playing in a fairly advanced role so early in the game. Angel. Connolly had just actually turned away then before Bennett, presumably that was who he was looking for. And Sean Connolly again the furthest forward for County, just can't keep the ball in play. It's a City goal kick. Over the head of Tom Bennett. Not over the head of Brennan. City. City being made to play the ball a little quicker than they would have liked. Cook chasing himself all over the field. Nobody was bypassing him. Brett Angel doing his defensive duties. Gary Megson was saying defence starts with the forwards. And on the rare occasion that City do manage to get into the final third, they get caught offside.
Good.
Midway through the proceedings in the first half, it's 2-0 to County. Early goals in the 6th and 8th minute. Although in truth, the two goals are only about 30 seconds apart. Due to mass hysteria and celebration by both players and supporters connected with Stockport County. Throw-in that Stockport County had no right to win, but they have done. Flynn forward again. Getting full white shirts there. Flynn can try again. Foul given. Gannon won the header. Nixon's come for it, and Kincladze checks his run. Through ball came in from Kevin Horlock. That's a County throw. Again, good play by Alan Armstrong. Gannon. Oh dear, well, he did everything right up until the pass. Made room for himself. He's looking at Sean as if to say that's where you should have been. And Sean saying, well, yeah, but I wasn't. That's a great build-up. Angel on the chase, he's forced wide. And he gets a free kick. Great play by Brett Angel, really good play. City fans not happy that A, free kick was awarded, and B, that their player was being spoken to, but they should be more concerned about the deadly left foot of the man who's going to take it. Cook. Oh, and it's, I'll tell you what, had some pace on it as it flew into the edge of the 6-yard box. Again, the long ball. That's not a bad ball on this occasion. Now the break is on. That's well blocked. Corner to Manchester City. He's got the one touch. Half touch clear. And the attempted shot took a deflection, and it's another corner. Eric Nixon smiles for the camera, watching it all the way and making sure it did go behind. Jed Brannan to take it for Manchester City. Straight to Eric Nixon. County not being hurried, even when they're in their own half. That's nice to see. Everybody confident on the ball. Armstrong had just cut the other way. Came, got beaten to it. Well, Tom Bennett won the header, wanted a free kick. Eddie McGoldrick was the man with him, the two number 4s fighting it out. It's not a bad ball either. Nixon again equal to it, again alert to the potential danger. Armstrong just couldn't get there. Oh, brilliant. Tom Bennett again. That was all down to Tom Bennett. Almost chasing a hopeless cause then, Bennett, but he's helped to win County back possession. Chest down from Angel. Alan Armstrong, great switch. So Angel the target. It's taken away from him. Whistle was the man who won it for City. County win it straight back. Oh, and it's only just wide. Well, found himself in 1 or 2 scoring positions. Cook nearly added to both his personal and Stockport County's total. Just wide of the target. Margesson down. Look, happy to watch the ball go wide. McIntosh penalised. McGoldrick. Well, that was pretty woeful. Only one blue shirt for County to aim for. It's Alan Armstrong, and he gets a free kick. Not quite what Wickens was hoping to achieve then. It was Wickens, whatever. Listen, got a W, it's Wickens. Dave Mackay to the post! Oh, what a let-off! Well, Margesson was stretching all the way for that. He seemed to get a hand on it from here. Looked like he pushed it wide, but it was only onto the post. Difficult to tell whether it was actually going in at the time. Brilliant play again by Tom Bennett. And again, he's having a great game. Connolly. Angel. Oh, yes! Yeah! Oh! What a beauty! What a great goal! Brilliant bit of skill by Chris Angel. 3-0. Stockport County 3, Manchester City 0. And it's not friendly. What a goal, what a finish. 14 for the season, and Chris Angel has made it 3-0. Half an hour of the game gone, incredible. Oh, dear me. That was brilliant. Again, City nearly getting closed down. County still looking the hungrier, despite the fact they now lead by 3-0. Well, if that doesn't sum up Manchester City, I really don't know what does. Cook. We want 4. Conley in the way, Angel. Bennett running again. Oh, look at. Ooh. No, Alan Armstrong. Brilliant. Looked to have taken a little nick as the defender just got a touch to it before he was able to.
Are you checking the mark? Are you working?
Cook, deeper. Back to Cook. Oh! How didn't it go in? Brilliant play again from Cook. Oh, it was fired back into the fray. Those City fans chant, "You're only here for the money."
Long way to go yet.
Oh, good control. He just briefly counted and outstretched. The cross was a poor one and Gannon was able to get the 2 touches needed to make the clearance. Oh, look at that again. County at the moment winning back possession fairly comfortably, and Frank Clark can't be happy with the way City are giving the ball back to their opposition. Deep cross, too deep. Up and under from Michael Flynn, but I'll tell you what, straight to a blue shirt. Armstrong loses out. Connolly is bypassed. City come away with it. Horlock continues his run down the left-hand side. McGoldrick. Kincladze. Kincladze again. They're looking to him now for a piece of magic. The attempted pass was a poor one. Good play by Nixon. He wasn't allowed to pick the ball up. And quite happy to see the ball shepherded behind for a Stockport County goal kick. Brilliant by Tom Bennett again. Oh yes, brilliant as well by Connolly. Needs a cross, it's deep, the keeper's missed. Only just enough as well from Richard Edghill. And in the end it came to nothing. But Tom Bennett and Sean Connolly almost got decapitated then as well. Good play. Studs together. County get the throw on the far side. Martin McIntosh is with it. To keep the move alive well. Good play by Gannon again involved. Not the best of play from Craig Russell. Alan Armstrong. Armstrong, oh, he just couldn't get there. And the referee saw an infringement. It's a Manchester City foul. Free kick in their own penalty area, which it must be said is where they've spent most of the first half. Just over 5 minutes of the first period remaining. 3-0. You've got to pinch yourself. But County lead 3-0. And it must be said, they're comfortably worth that 3-goal lead. Gannon, plenty of runners around him. Bennett, hungry as ever. He's had a great first period, Tom Bennett. All the talk has been about Kincladsie, but it's been Bennett and Cook that have run the show. Angel the target. Armstrong might pick it up. Good first touch and a turn. Two defenders was one too many. Oh, and that's a poor cross by the standard that County have set in this first period. Alan Armstrong limps to the sideline. Good turn. Oh, it's right across the face of the goal. Yeah, Cheadle Enders didn't seem to be too worried. Oh dear, and Eric Nixon. Well, you can everything going County's way, and that is a prime example Eric Nixon, of course, under the new ruling, can't pick up the ball from a throw-in. And then a comedy of errors right at the other end when Tony Vaughan needed 2 attempts to take a throw-in. Brilliant tackle. Oh, and that's a touch and a foul. Well, it's about time the referee did something about 1 or 2 of these challenges, and he quite rightly is going to show his first yellow card of the game. Kit Simons, the City captain, is completely taken out of the game, and he's got the yellow card for it. In fact, the City fans were asking for him to be sent off then. Bennett with the free kick! Oh, so nearly. Really have caused problems from dead balls. The big men were there again, Angel, McIntosh and Flint. Nothing coming from it. 2 minutes of the half remain. So an up and under. Alan Armstrong will do the chasing. Oh dear me. Surely as a ball, dear. A bit of after then. Pushing the back, frustration from the City players, and that was awful defending. Tom Bennett will take the free kick. Oh no! Well, acknowledgement from Martin McIntosh, but he didn't connect with what was a delightful free kick. And it must be said, every time the ball is played into the City area, County have looked like scoring. Held his ground well then, Jim Cannon. Well won by Alan Armstrong. Great play by Tom Bennett into the path of Conley. Oh. First time ball, Cook had made the run from the middle. Good build up by County. Now more defending to be done. And Richard Edgehill, who did well in the end to get to the end of the ball, then made a complete mess of the attempted cross. And I think the City fans by now are, they're not even doing that kind of woeful attempts at crossing anymore. They've seen it all in this first period. Again, City taking as much time as he can across the back, and in the end the ball forward was long and aimless and didn't really cause any problems. It's quite simply the most enthralling 45 minutes seen by Stockport County supporters for years and years and years. Half time at Esley Park, it's almost a dream. It's Stockport County 3, Manchester City 0. Watch and learn. Literally watch. Well, the noise that surrounded Esley Park when these two teams came out for the second period, especially the home team, Was a noise the like of which hasn't been heard around these parts for quite some time. Early saute for County into the opposition penalty area. Nothing Alan Armstrong could do with it though. City break. They'll be looking for an early goal. Oh, shot came in, but it was blocked. Russell was the man trying to create something for the visitors. Edgell with a pretty woeful pass. Jed Brannan, the intended receiver, right in front of City fans, and it wasn't the best. Three players around Alan Armstrong. Michael Flynn, as ever. Touch on from Angel, who chased his own ball. Simon's back to the keeper. Clears well, but only to a blue shirt. It's headed down into the path of Armstrong. County keeping possession well. Looking for the way through. Gannon down the right, does well to cut inside. Good play by Jim Gannon. And shot on the turn. Is over the bar, but good play by Jim Gannon. Twice he was involved.
Shield. That's what Mexican calls it.
Dickoff. Edge of the area. Oh, County somehow getting away. Nixon went down. The ball was taken over his head. The County desperately to get the ball clear. There's still some defending to be done as City looked to claw their way back into the game, but Dickoff couldn't make anything of that. Oh, poor header. Angel just couldn't reach there. Kit Simon's it's one or two attempted clearances that he's not really got quite right. His own supporters aren't exactly encouraging him. Well, County have paid the full price. Jed Brannan was allowed to the space to get to within about 25 yards of goal. Nixon was off his line, and despite his big frame, he was comfortably bypassed. The ball hits the back of the net, and City are back in it at 3-1. Edgell. Brannan almost closed down with his pass. City come again. City definitely started the better of the two in this second period. Russell. Oh, he did well until he slipped. Clearance out of touch. City throw. McGoldrick will take it. Russell. Great play by Tony Dinning. Not only does he halt Manchester City, he earns County a throw. Cut forward. Alan Armstrong attempting to make something of it. McIntosh and Searle going for the same ball. Kincladze. Dinning with him. And Dinning gets the better. Although City do get the throw. Kincladze almost beating himself then. That's a great ball. Oh. Bit too far for Alan Armstrong. The keeper allowed to come out of his area. Makes a good clearance. Ooh, and that was Brett Angel looking for any mistake. City doing rather better with their defending than they did in the first period. That's into the corner again. Not a bad clearance. And it's earned County a throw upfield. Searle forward to take the resulting throw. Ollie Rowe, one tackle. Michael Flynn stays where he is. Armstrong again, the willing runner into the corner. Searle, County look for room for the cross. Right footed. No, Sean Connolly of all people. Again in an advanced position for County. Oh, brilliant skill. Brilliant skill. Needs a good final ball. It just didn't bypass the final defender. Good build-up by County. And Tom Bennett, again the architect. And it's what Paul Cook can do with this dead ball kick. Right in front of the County supporters. It's still in the air. Oh, and it's in the end it's scrambled clear. I don't think many people knew much about that. Offside. No way that Michael Flynn was moving. Great play by Paul Cook. Not allowing the City player to settle on the ball. Cook, brilliant. Oh. Well, it was his own mistake, and look how eager and keen he was to win back possession for County, Paul Cook. Russell, that's a great ball. Oh, great save by Nixon. Oh, and again, desperate defending Kincladze. Looking to tee himself up for the shot. Goes instead for the cross. And it's a goal kick. Oh. Good block by Eric Nixon. And even then, the danger was still not over. Well, it's not the first time they've had to all club together, the County defence. Pull one out of the hat. And Kincladze thought just for a brief second as the ball fell to him about a shot. Instead went for a deep pass, and it's gone behind for the County goal kick. No foul, says the referee. Angel claiming he was held. Brilliant skill. Well, superb play. Cook again. An absolute dream to watch with that magical left foot. Again, City go long. Oh, and Nixon. Well, he should have had it. In the end, he got something on it, I think, and he's gone for a corner. And Eric Nixon should have really done better with that. Again, two County defenders. Back in from Hurlock. Oh. Well, even I'm surprised that that was a goal kick. Yet another chance for Manchester City, and already the half seems to have taken a very long time. Just over 12 minutes gone. Kincladze beaten to the ball, but City do have it back. Angel, Cook, Armstrong the target. It's the only blue-shirted player up front for County, supported now by Angel, but it's beyond him. Tom Bennett. Searle. Edgehill in the way of the ball forward, but Searle will get the throw-in. Well, nearly went for a corner. It's right in the corner, and Michael Flynn says that will do, and I will come forward to take this one. Tom Bennett not able to get on the end of it. Oh, brilliant. Flynn left footed. Ooh. Again, the clearance of Paul one. Great skill. Nobody there for the cross. Good skill from Searle. Cross the Paul one. But leading up to it, great play by the County number 3. Well, it's over the top. Well, good skill by Paul Dickoff. In the end, he was taken the wrong side and was forced into the shot that Nixon did well to block at the near post. Good header by Press Angel. Edgehill. Again looking to go over the top of Sean Connolly. And desperate defending by County at the start of this second period. In fact, an hour of the game gone, just 30 minutes left. Russell! Again, Eric Nixon attempting to be bypassed as he stood just on the edge of his 6-yard area. In the second period, certainly not having the edge about it for County fans that the first half had. That's a great ball. Well, great idea. Applauded by Searle. Good vision by Cook. But it's a City throw. Great ball. Good play by Tony Dinning. No foul. First sign ball. Possession again given straight back to City. Searle in the way. A late flag. And King Clancy afforded a little bit of space by Dinning, but it was only to travel in an offside position. Nixon with the free kick. Awful header from Eddie McGoldrick, it really was. Searle again. Little dink, and the header. And a throw to County. Flynn comes forward again to take it. All the big men up for County. And it's a corner. Michael Flynn's long throw doing its job, and he will now take his place in the middle. And Tom Bennett will come across to take the dead ball for County. Bennett. Deep. Oh, what a waste. Anything but what actually happened then. Martin McIntosh was there for the header, of course. His job wasn't to put the ball back in the middle, and that's what he didn't do. Drunk you or what? Connolly with the throw for County. And the follow-up. Vaughan with a clearance. Oh. Brilliant play by Nixon. Had to time it right. It was an awful pass back to him. Huge throw from Michael Flint. Ball stays in play. County looking to get some distance. Brilliant play by Tony Dinning. Oh, how he's loving this battle with Georgie Kincladze. Enjoying every minute of sticking with him. Tony Dinning, there he is again. Tell you what, I got away with that. Simons allowed to come forward. Continues his run into the middle. Kincladze. Denning follows him. City looking for a way through. Again, they go long down the right, and it's too long, and it's harmless, and it's a county goal kick. Eddie McGoldrick is being replaced by Michael Brown for Manchester City. Midway through the second half. Oh, brilliant touch from Alan Armstrong. The bounce just high enough for Simons to get it back to Margetson. Edghill. Oh, that's a great ball. Oh, it's off the line. The City fans were cheering a goal. And Michael Flynn. Well, cometh the hour, cometh the man, cometh the captain, and it isn't the first time in that same goal that he's got one off the line. And I wonder if he winked at the City supporters as he winked at the Saints supporters in the Coca-Cola Cup last season. Brilliant defending. Lovely chip ball from Richard Edghill, it must be said. And the lob of Eric Nixon looked for all the world to have set up City with their second goal of the game. Oh, what a let-off for County. Great leap, great... Oh. In the end, the clearance was made. Angel doing the chasing. And he wins the header. But he's all on his own. County sitting deep. Now being forced back as City come in search of a lifeline goal. Kept in play by Dickoff. Good turn. Nice little dink to the edge of the area as well. Watched all the way by Eric Nixon, plucks it from the air. Armstrong, good turn. Oh, away from one, but not two. Good play by Kincladze, Edgehill. Russell, City stepping up a gear. Russell again, twice he fails. Attempted clearance from Searle, took its time and then it gets blocked. Substitute, Brown. And City will get a free kick for that. Brown and Searle having a little altercation while on the ground. The referee wants a word with Kincladze with the free kick. There's nothing Dinning can do about this. He's got to give him at least 10 yards. That's well defended by County at the expense of a corner. Brannan. City come again, County can't get it clear. Great play. Cool as you like from Cook. I'm not quite sure whether Searle will thank him for it. This game suddenly hasn't got the comfort zone that the first half had for County fans. Armstrong. It's on his own now, and County giving the ball away as soon as they get possession. It's wave after wave now from City. Free kick taken quickly. Brown as well. Edgehill getting more and more involved, carries on his run. City want a free kick. City don't get a free kick. Eric Nixon not being forced to pick the ball up. Good play by Angel. Oh. Cook looking for Armstrong, who'd pulled away, but he turned round as well as the ball was played towards him. Edgehill. Searle. He's got to be careful. Brown. Brown again. Edgehill. Great tackle. Great challenge. Alan Armstrong on his own again. Good clearance that stays in play. Michael Flynn with the header. Oh, and Tony Dinning, I think again, was looking for Alan Armstrong, but it's a City back. No, County appeal for the throw, but they don't get it. It's quickly taken. Dickoff. Oh, and it was a good turn. It was a great shot, and it's just wide. Final 15 minutes of the game left. County still lead 3-1. But it's all been Manchester City in this second period. Sub. Well, the scorer of that majestic first strike, Paul Cook, leaves the field of play to a rousing support and applause from the County contingent. And Chris Byrne comes on for his home debut following his transfer from Sunderland. Had 15 minutes against Crewe. He's got about the same here this afternoon. Searle thought about coming and thought better of it. Searle goes forward to close down Edgehill. Dinning and Kincladze never far apart. Back to Edgehill. McIntosh in the way. Margerson. Good clearance. Head tennis. Martin Margerson in the end in possession of the ball. Good jump by McIntosh. Foot in again by Tom Bennett. Offside against Dickoff. County free kick. Connolly just couldn't make anything of the long ball. No nonsense defending. The quick throw not taken, the option not taken. Edgehill will now take it for City. Dickoff! Well, it was right across the face of goal again. And a corner results, and Dickoff is starting to cause one or two problems. Jed Brannan. No question that was a foul. And a needless one at that. And it results in a yellow card. Oh, surely that's a foul. Well, the 1-2 attempted, it didn't come off, but I can't believe that a foul was not given. First touch from Dickoff. Kincladze and Tony Dinning. Great save by Nixon. Well, it's a corner on what should have been a free kick at one end. Led to Kincladze taking the game to Dinning. Nixon in the end was forced to block his shot. Danger still not over. And Nixon now safely and calmly. Tell you what, he's milking these seconds, Nixon, right up to the limit. That definitely goes down as the worst drop ball of the drop kick of the game so far. Just over 10 minutes left. Great play, great play. He's had a great game, Damon Searle. Oh no, what's that all about? Russell. Look at Nixon's way off his... Oh, and it's right across again. All the City players saying Nixon got a touch to it. And that was nearly County causing all kinds of problems for themselves. Header from Sean Connolly. Another let off for County. That's a great header. Brett Angel will run all the way, but it's just got enough to run through to Margetson. County new boy. Still looking for the corner, but it just swung out of play. Only two up front for County, and it's not often that they've been able to keep hold of the ball when they've been in the City half. Richard Edgehill. Brown. Good defending. Great defending. Quality defending by a quality defender. Could have dived in at the beginning than Michael Flynn, and he stood up well. And he's not only stopped Brown getting any further, but he's won County the throw as well. And County doing well to make their way up this left-hand touchline. Michael Flynn will continue forward. Oh, no. That's well left this time in the end by Simons. He'd worked out exactly what Flynn's game was. It's the opposite number 5 this time. Edgehill. Flynn in the way, wants a foul, didn't get it. Jim Gannon quickly across. Nixon saw it all the way. I can't believe he's done it again, Nixon. Oh dear, awful from Richard Edgehill. Angel on the chase. Third cameraman for today. Very bird's eye view of that one. Just over 5 minutes of the game remaining. Offside by a long way against Paul Dickoff. He's not very happy with the decision, but it was the right one. Full. Too far. Goal kick to City. Brown a bit casual, nearly got caught. City might yet pay. County win the throw on the far side. Again, County not able to keep possession. Kincladze binning with him. Edgehill could run again, but that surely is too firm. And here's for Dickoff. And it's a County goal kick. And a promising move comes to nothing. Gannon penalised. Not the best of positions to concede a free kick. 3 minutes of the game left. And the effort wasted. Angel read exactly the right thing, but Gannon with a clearance into touch. Russell. Angel. Pushing the back surely. Throwing given. Frustration, no time now, and Angel is one of those players that can hold the ball up. When all around him, trying to knock him over and go through him. Byrne with a clearance, but Kit Simon's able to get it back to Margetson. Right at the end of proceedings. Russell. Keep him there, boy. How sick do you feel now? And that shot came with about 55 seconds of the match remaining. Seconds of the 90 minutes remain. Free kick to County. Good control. No way through for the shot. Too many defenders in the end for Armstrong. Clearance into touch. County throw. And we're now into time added on by the official. Already the County supporters want to hear it. It's really been a tight battle for County. The defence has worked overtime. Good play by Byrne as well. Great play. Oh, and Michael Flynn just, well, he gets in the way twice. County break. Long ball again, right into the corner. Kit Simons will take the throw. City running out of time. Oh. I thought that was the final whistle. It was offside. Now played 2.5 minutes over the 90. Still no sign of the final whistle.
It's all over! The dream is now a reality! Stockport County have beaten Manchester City 3-1. Chance of easy from the Stockport County supporters. Colin Bell, Michael Summerby, Alan Oakes, we gave it your boys good and proper. Liam Gallagher, Bernard Manning, how do you feel now, boys? Peter Swales, you must be turning in your grave. Curly Watts, what's it like being a Blues fan? This is just brilliant. And the players enjoying it every single bit as much as the supporters. And tonight, for many, it'll be a night of celebration. And for me personally, about 25 years, I've waited for this moment, having taken the ridicule and stick that I did at school. And on a level playing field, Stockport County have beaten Manchester City. And while one team is on the in the playoff place for the Premiership, the other is looking at relegation to the second division. And it's not the way you might think, because it's Stockport County. They're at the right end of the table. It's been quite magnificent. The final result at Esley Park. It's the first time that Stockport County have ever got anything out of Manchester City. In the previous 4 league meetings, they'd lost every single one. But today, it's just brilliant. This will live on forever and ever. Stockport County 3, Manchester City 1.
Well, first of all, let's forget the fact we've just beaten Manchester City. Just talk us through that goal, because it was a great strike.
Yeah, to be fair, like the goals, you know, it's gone in and obviously you're delighted, but I think the most important thing today is the result. You know, for everyone connected with Stockport, no matter what we go on to do this year. Now, you know, today was a big game for the club. It just shows how far the club has come, you know, in a period of time, and that's every credit to the chairman and the manager. Today's game against, you know, your big City rivals was important for us. You know, not so much that we're higher than them in the league, was that we done ourselves justice, you know, and the supporters of Stockport justice. And I think the way we approached the first half especially showed the fans how much we did want to win the game.
Was it important to get a good start? Because I mean, 2 goals in a couple of minutes, you know, inside the first 10 minutes, that's a dream, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, of course we couldn't have asked for a better start. We were delighted with that. But again, it was just, you know, our attitude in the game before, our attitude in the dressing room before the game was that, you know, we're going to go out and we're going to work hard. You know, and then anything else, you know, is a bonus. But what we'll guarantee our supporters, you know, we'll come out and we'll have a good go. Now, some games that mightn't be good enough. You know, today, superb, probably one of the best days most Stockport fans have had for, you know, I know the cup run was good, yeah, you know, but the important thing is, now that they stay with us, you know, don't get carried away. You know, the lads are trying to do the best on the pitch. We're working hard, you know. You feel a bit sorry for Man City today and their players, a little bit, but, you know, that's football, that's the game.
You set yourself up, record signing. You scored after 20 minutes and it was like, right, follow that, and you've scored 2 absolute peaches since then, and that one today. I mean, did you know as soon as you hit it that it was going in today?
Yeah, I think you do. When you hit it sweet, and, you know, it happens in such a split second, but you hit them well, and normally you know that you've hit it well. And again, you know, to be fair, the record signings is irrelevant. Scoring the goals for me is irrelevant. I'm now 30 years of age. I've played the game for quite a long time, and I'm a lot more pleased for, you know, the lads at the back, the younger lads, Martin McIntosh and lads like that, who are getting the experience under the belt, and the victory for them is just as important as goals for Paul Cook.
How good Stockport County compared to what you've seen in the First Division?
Well, with all due respect to Stockport and the other teams, you know, I think what Stockport have got is lads who are in a division with a willingness to work hard. You know, a lot of clubs get criticism for having talented players who aren't prepared to put the work in. You know, now what Stockport have got at the minute is a group of lads who are talented. Take note, you don't turn teams over like Wolves, Swindon, Manchester City scoring 3 and 4 goals without having some talent. But what they have got at the minute, and, you know, touch wood for the lads that we keep it going, no one gets carried away, is that willingness to work hard, which is very important.
And presumably you're enjoying it so far at Stockport?
You're just waiting for it to stop, aren't you? You know, at the end of the day you're thinking it must blow soon, but at the end of the day, like I say before, all you can guarantee, punters and that, is that we'll keep working and doing our best.
Well, I think I'm right in saying you're a self-confessed Manchester City supporter. That must have been a bit strange for you today.
Well, I've made no secret of the fact that I'm a Man City supporter, obviously, but my bread and butter lies with Stockport County. You know, we got 3 goals and 3 points today, which is magnificent.
Great start, great first half. You didn't have a lot to do, I don't think, in the first period. You made up for it in the second.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, obviously the manager sent us out there with a game plan. We've adhered to the game plan. It's gone perfectly for us in the first half. We've got 3 goals. The hard part's going to start second half now, because we're 3-0 up. You can get a little bit blasé, a little bit blousy. At the end of the day, you've just got to go and make sure you don't let them score, which they did do in the first 5-10 minutes. But we showed a lot of grit and determination second half. Obviously they're going to come at us. They're a good side, they've got some good players and a great squad, obviously, but I think on the day Stockport was just too much for them.
Was there any added pressure for you? Yeah, I mean, you're the last man. Any mistakes at 3-1, if they get a second goal, it really is then an uphill battle for us to maintain the lead.
As you say, yeah, there's pressure, but at the end of the day I feel as though, you know, my experience has carried me through games like this before, and my experience will always carry me through games. Maybe when I was younger I might have thought 1 or 2 things about that, but never entered into my mind today. It's just a case of let's get out there with a team game with 11 men out there having a right go.
The kind of view from at the other end of the ground of Cookie's goal that set us off this afternoon?
Cookie's goal was magnificent, wasn't it? I think it came right to left. Obviously he's hitting his left foot, sweet left foot, straight in the onion bag. Can't ask more than that to start in a derby game, can you?
Well, Gary, in your wildest dreams, can you ever have imagined an opening 45 minutes like you got today from a team?
They've done it before. We've played 45 minutes football like that before this season. We haven't obviously got a 3-0 lead and looked as comfortable before, but we have performed like that before.
There was an added with the crowd. There was over 11,000 here for the first time since the 60s. It was Manchester City from down the road. It was the sort of the David and Goliath, despite the fact we're 11 points better off than them in the league. I mean, the fact that we got this, there was an added thing there for the supporters, wasn't there?
Yeah, of course there was. We said before the game to the players that derby games, however we may or may not try to play them down, that they're just another game. They're not, and we didn't do that, and I've made that mistake once before in my managerial career, and it backfired on me. Because it is a derby game, get more pressure on them, and they've got to rise to that, and I felt they did that and more. They were brilliant in the first half. And the goals we got, I thought, were all well-worked goals, and we put them under an awful lot of pressure. They couldn't get out of their own half, and so much so that I felt that when we came in at 3-0 after 45 minutes, we could have maybe had more. We could have maybe had more, I think. But it's always a problem when you've played that well. You don't want half-time to come, because you know it's going to be a massive undertaking to try and replicate the first half, and we didn't do. But because we'd done so well and so much in the first half, it was enough to see us through.
I know you don't want to sort of name individuals or anything, but you must be personally very pleased with the man that you've made Stockport County's record signing, because that was his third magnificent strike, probably the best of his 3 goals he scored for the club so far, that set us on our way this afternoon.
Yeah, he's done well. We told Paul when he came that for the ability that he's got and the left foot and accuracy and pace that he can put behind it, his goal scoring record is not good enough for somebody with that ability. If he didn't have that ability, we wouldn't ask him to. And his goal was, like you said, is the best of the 3 he's got. It was a blinding strike, but he just missed 2 minutes before with a volley from further out. So he's got a great shot on him. It's just encouraging him to get up there and chance his arm, because if he strikes it right, it's on target. The goalkeeper's got one hell of a job to try and keep it out. As regards for singling individuals out, I think when credit's due, then you give the credit, and Paul was marvellous. What people may not be aware of at the moment is that he's only done 5 days training since he's been at the club, because he's got a problem with his groin at the moment, so we're having to try and rest him and then get him out and playing, and at the moment we're getting away with it. But the longer that goes on, the less effective time-wise he's going to be on the field. So that was the reason that we brought young Chris in. And I thought when he went on, he did well as well, because it's a bit of a difficult game to go on to.
We're talking about great goals, but you must have been very pleased in the second period with the way the defence were, and especially Tony Dinning. I noticed that Dinning never let Kincladze anything other than the 10 yards the referee made him go away from a free kick. It was about the furthest he was away from him all afternoon.
We knew a long time ago that when this fixture came around, if Kincladze was fit, we would man mark him. We didn't want Giorgio tripping about in our midfield with nobody actually on him, because you saw even his dribbling ability when he could get on it. I would say there's not a better one in the world. I haven't seen one in the world that can manoeuvre a ball that quickly and flashing feet like he's got. I think it would be nonsense to not man mark him. And we knew that, with no disrespect for Tony, that Manchester City would miss Kincladze more than we would miss Tony. So we went 10 against 10, and I've just said to the players, although I've got a bit of stick about it, is that they owe him a big debt, but they reckon it's dead easy, just like following somebody around all day, but they want to try it. It's difficult, and he did his job brilliantly. Right.
And apart from the result, of course, you're known for as being associated with Norwich City, but of course you had a spell with Manchester City as a player.
Yeah, booed from pillar to post for most of the time at Main Road. And the first 6 months I was there, we got promotion. Then I was out the side for 6 months, and it went to bottom of the league. I came back in, and we managed to stave off relegation. The year after, when I was playing a little bit more under Howard and Peter Reid, we finished 5th. But still booed. Such is life. And then I left Norwich as probably a free transfer that nobody lost too much sleep about, and qualified for Europe. So maybe not always right.
Gary Maxson, one or two drinks tonight, celebration?
Oh, you know me, don't drink.
Cheers, Gary.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Well, to all those people, all those years ago, that gave me grief for supporting one of the worst sides in the world, it's my day. Every dog has its day, and we've had ours today. It's been a great day. Stockport County have beaten Manchester City for the first time ever, and I might just have 1 or 2 tonight.